Namaste, good morning. Here are our friends. They had their bath and they're gonna plunge right in there again. That's a nice way to start the morning, isn't it? Okay, ducklings. Oh, look at them. This morning I thought I'll talk a little about conflict resolution. But before that, let's enjoy this fountain and then pay obeisance to Surya Narayan just coming up between the clouds and the trees. Om Bhurbhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. Om Bhurbhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. Om Bhurbhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. Yes, 2006 I was asked to go there, and when we reached in Syria, we were nicely greeted by the government with limousines and police and motorcycle protection. And we went and they took care of us very quickly to the airport, get our passport stamp and take us to a very nice, beautiful hotel. And we spent the night there, and then the next morning we started our mission. And we went to a church, was organized. At the same time, Iraqi refugees were coming into Syria. So we had the opportunity to do food distribution there. And then after that, we went to the Damascus, the main Christian church there. And we started having conversation with the in-charge head of the Christian church. And right away, conflict resolution, I have developed this skill coming from the Bhagavad Gita. There's a sloka that talks like this: Yagyartat karmano anyatra lokoyam karma bandhana taratam karma kauntiya mukta sangha samachara. That Arjuna, you're going to be doing a lot of things in this world in your lifetime. But please try to do things for my sake. In other words, collaborate with me. Understand what is my role to sustain this universe, and collaborate with me. And then you will be risen. You'll lift yourself up to that enlightened place. You'll come closer to me. You'll become one with me in the end. But the path also will be a beautiful one. So with that being said, there are three kinds of people in this world. Well, it can be interchanged, but when it's predominant, then we classify them in the lower level, middle level, or upper level. And when there's the competition in people, that's the body and mind level, and that's the animalistic level, as you may want to say, survival of the fittest. And the competition is so terrible, and it can be compared to animals, because you have a bear, he protects his territory. A walrus, he protects his territory. So this animalistic attitude is for the people at that level. But Arjuna, the next level is when you move up to that place where you cooperate. Leave no one behind. That's the social level where intellect is being used much more and guided by the scriptures. And in this level, you look for the welfare of all. Leave no one behind. And Bharat Sevashtam saying, this is where Swami Parameshananda, his main motto was, bring everyone up, the sick, the poor, educate the children, facilitate people going to pilgrimage, lift them up religiously and spiritually. And when you do that, and our monks and disciples all over the world, we're doing just that. That we go into times of flood and natural disasters, etc., and we lift people up. Because you cannot talk about religion when people are starving or when they're sick. So when you show that kindness, that humanitarian kindness, and you bring them to level, then you give them the love and the cooperation, and then you lift them up. And then, Arjuna, when you do that, you will get my grace. Whoever helps me and cooperate to sustain my creation and keep them up on the higher level, you get my grace, meaning you'll come closer to me and you'll be in that level of enlightened leadership. Now, with that being said, when I went to these conflict resolutions and listening to the head of the Christian church in Damascus, within a short time you have to determine that what level is this person operating on. And then you know he's being a holy man, he's operating primarily in the social and the enlightened leadership. Then we had the opportunity to go the next day and see the Grand Mufti of Aleppo, which is totally destroyed during the war. And he, such a holy man too, that he expressed the same feeling of the oppression by the government. And very quickly we were able to give energy, because before we go there, all of us will do meditation, all the people in the group, and then we will develop that high energy. So when we go there, our presence alone will be lifting these people up. But then we'll say words, kind words, and we will also give them assurances that they are not alone, the world is with them. Because whatever we are doing there, we had direct contact with Nancy Pelosi then, and we will, at the end of the day, one of the sisters will be calling Nancy Pelosi and tell her what we're doing. So the American government was being informed. And then after that, coming out of Aleppo, we crossed over to Lebanon. And first on the way there, appointments were made for us to see the head of the Sunni section of the Muslim population there. And you could see that religion fighting was going on there for supremacy. And then we were listening to them, and again, it's listening and also to give assurances that, you know, whatever they said will be taken to a higher level in America. And then we, Shiite, we went there in the same day and meet with them, and the same thing. So when that was all done, we had to rush over to the Armenian church, the head of the Armenian church, Aram the First, and there they were waiting for us, and they were greeted very nicely, and we stayed in that compound there and had many meetings with them. And the same thing again, that we have to ascertain what level are we talking about. Is it the level of cooperation, competition? And then this is how we are able to bring some positive divine energy to the whole environment. So this conflict resolution, it's an unseen power that is operating, divine power, that from the meditation, from religious and spiritual leaders of the group, and also techniques of academic techniques that you apply. But that sloka, you have to always decide, the sloka is the one that's the proper guide. And I had the very nice opportunity of visiting the monastery, the training camp for monks to be in training way up in the mountain in Lebanon. And it was very interesting that in that training center there were men and boys who, some of them, they never got into the grihasti life, the married life, and some who have got into it and they came out of it and they want to serve the world. So how a beautiful thing that trip was, that conflict resolution in this time, we always have to think, what level are we operating on in our house, and what are the dealings, the people that are we dealing with. If the people are of high level, religious, spiritual, then there will be no conflict in the home, in these close quarters where we can't go outside. In the social level, people are looking out for each other, father, mother, brother, sister, whatever relationship, they're looking out for each other. But if we are guilty of being on the level of cooperation and human jealousy, and anger and hatred will be coming very fast. And like I said, this is the triple gateway to go to hell. So let us not live in hell in our homes and on our apartments. In these times, let us go inside and lift ourselves through our intelligence, and then we'll get God's grace, Krishna Bhagwan's grace, Guru Maharaj's grace, Swami Parameshananda's grace. So from blessings from Bharat, Sevashtam, Sheng, the 450 monks all over the world, disciples, blessings to all of you. Let us lift ourselves up to the higher levels of existence. Hari Om Shanti, 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 Hari Om.